Hello dear friends, welcome back to episode 31, right, of Little France. Here you are going to see, well, you are seeing some cinematics now from the previous episode. In case you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It was quite good. Probably very soon the episode 33, it will be already on my Patreon account as early access. But enough with that, let's talk about today, because I'm going to make some good changes in Little France. I was kind of unsatisfied with some of my work, and that's about the Gare Centrale here. It's Google Earth, and this is Gare Centrale. As you can see here, we have Sacred Core there on the corner, right corner, top right corner. But I was not satisfied, and the reason why I was not satisfied is because I'm not that good when it comes to train tracks and stations and whatnot, and I wanted to change that. And here it is, our beloved change for our Gare Centrale here in Little France. And I have to be honest with you, I'm way much happier and more pleased with the final build, with the thing I made here. And you know what? I think it's enough talking about this. Let's move here on Google Little France City Skylines. Yeah. So let me pause the game. The FPS is not that good, I know. This is Gare Centrale with the previous build. And apparently I have some issues now on the map, but that's because I unsubscribed from some stuff up front there. And I will tell you about those two. These are the train lines. I was like, not that beautiful. The platform was ending here all at the same length and so on. And all these line was crazy. Everything was super crazy. We have this beautiful road going here through all these lines. And well, what's happening here on the right side, well, that's something that would have been decided quite later. The thing is, we have here a bus terminal in this area. This is the bus terminal, which I want to change completely. I want to add some other stuff too. I want to remake this look much better. Maybe these bus stops here, I will move it around somewhere here. Here was another train station, one glass train station, which again I unsubscribed. Now I'm loading an older save game to show you this. So this one disappeared from here, but hey, it will disappear anyways. We still have some pillars. There was some train tracks going above here too. This is another old building that I'm going to change as well. Yeah, and I'm going to make a bigger work of this train radiard actually, which would be somewhere here all together. Because if we guys have a look here on Google Earth right now, this is how it looks like. I want to make it, this part of the building of the train station, I want it to make it look more like this. And I want to make these platforms a tiny bit longer, like here, see? This is longer, less longer, and so on. They are not all equal, and I don't want to have that big mess of train tracks, even though here it's quite big, and I love that. This station, we have it already on the on our map here. Yeah, is this one with the parking area, and they take cars from here and they can upload them in a train. I will do my build up until here, this area. We will stop because in the next episode I want to tackle this Porte de Bercy interchange here. I want to tackle this big build, and I don't want to go very much with this area because I might do a mistake and then I have to redo it, and I don't want to do that. So let's be smart and let's take it one by one, right? Okay, cool. This being said, I will start by deleting everything that was here before. It was a big mess. It was not that bad, but it was a big mess, and I wanted to have it a tiny bit better. I'm recoloring these platforms that are actually some procedure objects now. They are not functioning because we have that train station there that is actually functioning. So we don't need these extra platforms to work as train stations as well, because that's how they work, to be honest. And I got rid of the extra train tracks there. So I'm replopping them, mentioning earlier, to make these platforms a tiny bit different and not all equal, because I don't want to have that anymore. I want to have like a different type of platforms, some of them longer, some of them shorter, and so on. This way, giving it a more realistic look, like the one from Paris. So that's one of the things. I'm re-adding here all the train tracks again. I will add a part of them like this with catenaries, and a part of them, and actually not a part, and the rest of them, which is a big part, with no catenaries, because I will add the catenaries manually, and you'll see what I'm going to talk about. Here I'm re-adding these retaining walls. At the moment when I built this area, these retaining walls actually they were not available in the workshop, so I'm redoing a work here, a renovation, let's say, and adding these train tracks in a more curvy way to make to give it a more realistic look and more better one as well. Not only look but also probably functionality as well. I will try not to go with too many train tracks, intersections, or stuff like this, because the artificial intelligence in City Skylines is, you know, not that smart, and trains are going to actually block all these tracks stupidly, and we don't actually need that. All those train tracks that you see there, they will have, like, I will add something underneath them, like surfaces. I will make them look like some small bridges and whatnot, but all at its own time, not now. First, I just need to clear stuff from the tracks. Deleting all these, the old train station, the glass one was already deleted. I'm deleting everything here because I want to add the new ones. And I was looking here in the workshop, we have Titan Dresden train station, which has some really cool parts of it, and I'm going to use those. So I'm taking this main train building, and I'm using the procedure objects, and I'm actually also changing it, make it look much bigger. I'm adding a side of it as well with procedural objects to make it bigger as well, to make it look much bigger. I will add this on both sides to make it, let's say, symmetrical as well. I will copy paste the main train station and duplicate it to add it in the back here. I will just try to get rid of the extra little walls there to make it look more fine. These side walls, side buildings that I just plopped here, I'm going to make a trick here with procedural objects, and I'm going to mirror them, because there is no such thing. We don't have both buildings, so now they look like in a mirror. You can plop them on both sides, and that balcony looks like it's finished, which is a good thing and cool thing. In the back of the building, I will add the other little buildings from the Dresden station. And to make it, let's say, full and complete, I will add those roofs on the top of them to cover them properly. Yeah, it will probably not look exactly like the one from real life with Gare Centrale. Oh my god, stop with the French, Skip. Okay, and doing this, I plot the building here now instead of the other one. I'm adding in some textures with procedural objects as well. They look a bit strange. The textures look like they are messed up. That's because I don't know what happened lately. When you reload the game, sometimes they look fine, sometimes they look bad. I don't know why. It's probably a little issue, glitch, or something like that. I will add some stairs here on both sides of this bridge, which is like a tunnel underneath the building itself. I will add those stairs, which will be completely functioning, so people will actually cross the street using these bridges with the invisible pathways as well. That's because there is actually no crossing there, and I don't want to do anything else. Well, actually, extra, if you think about it, this way it will look like people are going to use also the train station, are going up there and so on. So it will give more realism to the entire area, and that's always a good thing. Here I'm adding, I just added a new parking area, which will be taken place for the previous one. This one are actually some Japanese parking buildings. They look so good, but they have some Chinese, Japanese, I said, sorry, Japanese signs and ads on them, and I have to hide those, and no problem at all. I'm going to add a road in front of them, another road that will go inside there, because I want to make it look more realistic with the road inside and not having that pavement there. It will have been that cool. A part of these ads, I'm going to cover them with these concrete. It's a concrete pillar, and I'm turning it with a procedural object, make it look bigger. It will look like a pillar, actually, after all, right? On top of these parking areas, there are some Japanese signs as well. Cover them with some ploppable asphalt, so we can do some little tricks to hide those and to leave them working properly, because we can also turn them into a procedural object and of course make those disappear, but I wanted them to be functioning as well. Here I'm adding a ramp for people with with the impossibility of taking the stairs, of course. I will do this here, adding this, there will be an invisible pathway as well. Of course, we don't have people with disabilities in City Skylines, so actually there will be no one taking that. I'm continuing here this area with these, let's call them passages for people to take from the main building of the train station to the parking area and to the bus station there, to the bus terminal, which is, let me show you this one. So people that are coming here in the bus, they can come by the bus or by the tram. They can then take these, there is a visible pathway by the way here, and walk into these passages, go around in the parking area, and then they can go into the train station. As mentioning earlier, here is how people actually take these stairs and going here. Let me move. See how many people are actually coming from the train station, because there is an invisible pathway going around here into the main train station. Okay. Oh my god, so many people. So these people are actually crossing and going somewhere here, and then from here going to these passages, getting down there. Well, there is quite a lot of activity here, right? I made these passages. These are made by these ones, Vasimir, I don't know how to call it. Vasimir. Oh my god. These are some frames for airports actually, but I turned them to use them here. And as you can see, these are much wider. They were like this, so I doubled them in size to make them wider, so people can actually walk properly there. I added some pillars beneath there, here as well. This is full of stairs made here. People are actually taking the stairs. This is that ramp that I was telling you about. We have another bridge here, tunnel going on the other side, and taking people also on this side, where we have this construction site area renovation. I made this road here. I actually tried, oh, it's not anymore. I think I did an update or something. So this is forbidden for cars to go from this area into the parking area like this. They are not allowed, so if you come only from here and go into the parking area and vice versa and going this way, you cannot go, of course, to turn this way here. Cool. This being said, now I'm going to delete all the stuff that I had before in the station, in the big terminal station. bus terminal station. I have this new. I took this new tram stop made by Sven Berlin. Usually this comes with also some tram tracks and whatnot, but I turned it into a procedural object, and I'm going to keep only a part of it, so I can add it near these roads to have the proper, let's say, bus stations, correct? And I'm adding lots of other little details around here, like fences. I will go for some also for some trees, bushes, some beautiful flowers and whatnot, just to make things look a tiny bit better. In real life in Paris, in this place, right next to Gare Centrale, there is a bus stop, but it's somewhere elevated, on an elevated area. I didn't want to have it like that. I don't want to change my old episodes, even though I am just doing this right now. I'm changing the build made in the previous episodes in Little France, but I had to do this. I really wasn't satisfied with it, and the way that looked was like not bad, not good. Plus, I wanted to make the entire rail yard like that, and I want to continue this area from Paris, so I had to redo it properly. I added some buses here, those made by Revo, that are so beautiful and that they're French style, and I'm going to use them in I am using for some time in Little France. So this is the area where is the end of the bus line here. I will add some extra fences here, so people, let's say, they're not allowed to get inside there. And because of course we have drivers that are very tired coming from the from the route they wrote. I'm adding here like this is a post office, but I'm going to make it a small, tiny bit smaller with procedural objects. So it looks like an end of the station for those who want to take a rest there. I'm adding a toilet area, benches, some relaxing area for the drivers to take a break, take a 5 here, smoke a cigarette or whatever they do, and before they go in another tour in Little France. So we need rested drivers, just to be clear. Okay, another change that I want to bring here is the gravel. I want to add gravel all over here with the help of Surface Painter mod that paints the ground on this, and I wanted to make it look like I don't know, it's gravel or whatever. So we do have this. Sorry for the extra noises here. I got rid of all the catenaries because I want to add these ones that are manually catenaries. They are made by Revo. It's a network, so I drag them from a place to across these train tracks and copy paste them all over again. The rail yard kinda took some life, if you ask me. It's way much bigger now. I'm adding new lines inside here. I got rid of an extra train station because I want all the trains to come here in the old Gare Centrale station. This is a depot for trains. I will add a train there, a train prop, in order to make it look like it's a train coming or waiting in the depot there or something. It needs repairs or whatever. I don't even know what they do there, instead of because it's not like a garage or something. Adding more lines in all directions, because that's how we do it. It is there in Paris. Not going to copy them entirely. I'm just taking inspiration, and I'm doing some. I'm using the directions for these train tracks to go into the left, to the right, in front, all directions, because I want trains to come here from all over the places. I'm adding this rusty train station also as a depot or something like that. I'm going to transform it into procedural object because I want to get rid of those train tracks, and also I want to sink them into the ground. Plus they have some concrete that see there, it is going on the road itself, and it's ugly. So if I'm turning it into procedural objects, I'm getting rid of that particular area, the concrete area, and I can even shrink it or change its entire look, which I'm going to do very soon. So yeah, this looks a bit better with procedural objects. Another depot area or repairing station or anything. I'm sinking some other train tracks there. There will be a tunnel here going through or underneath these train tracks from above. There is something similar like that in Paris. But by doing this, I also need to do something with the road there to probably shrink it or sunk it a bit more into the ground. Because otherwise all the cars driving there will hit that building from there and the train tracks as well, which is not bueno, of course. So yeah, these things are kind of covered there. I'm going to add one more or two more train tracks here. One which will stop in front of some warehouses. In front of the warehouses, and by that, let me show you here. So those train tracks are getting above this road and this road, and this is a tunnel here. As you can see, it's going to a tunnel going underneath there. This is another depot or whatever is that, and I'm doing these lines here, these curved lines. I see here a place where they repair probably or something else. Another area here where the trains can stop. God knows what they do here. It's a really cool rail yard here. And we have these warehouses here and this big building. But this will be tackled, as I mentioned, in the next one of the next episodes. And I'm not sure which one. Together with these interchange here. Plus we need to fill in this area, we need to make this bridge here. We have quite a lot of things to do in the next episodes in Little France here. But let's finish this build that we had for today, because still a lot of time to do. We still need to add a few more details. I'm going to add off camera, or I'm going to cut from this time lapse when I'm going to add more catenaries above all these train tracks. And here I'm adding a washing station for the trains. It will be quite bigger eventually. It's something I found on the workshop and looks pretty cool. We even have some rotating brushes there for this, and not bad actually. You know what? It's quite a good achievement we have there. And I made this here. I will try to figure out how to fill in all these area here, because in real life there are lots of bunch of things there. Like looks like a more like abandoned area of a railroad. Lots of grass growing crazy there, rusty thing, abandoned thing, and so on. So it will be quite hard for me to find stuff like this on the workshop, because it to be honest, we kind of don't have it. But I'm trying to figure it out eventually to fill in with something, maybe some ugly stuff. Okay, few more things before I'm going to show you live how everything looks like here after all this entire build, because oh my god, it's already the mark of 5 minutes. I'm adding here some ploppable gravel Byronics to hide in all these little gaps between the train tracks. Sadly, I cannot get rid of that ugly dark area there. I'm adding more of Revo's or Ronix's extra, how do you call this? It's a bridge network, to make it look like it's actually a bridge. On all sides here, I'm going to add this grayish one here. There is another type of green one too. I will add that also, but I'm thinking to add the green one just above the retaining wall, because the retaining wall is also green. And I figured it out, and when I thought of it, hey, maybe green will kind of cover this much better than the gray one. At least that's what I thought at that particular moment. Sadly, I think I will have to cut here, and I'll have to continue from next episodes when I'm going to tackle another area here in Little France, also from Paris. Because otherwise this will go like 40 minutes. It will already get very boring for you guys probably. But hopefully you get some inspiration, and you guys can actually understand more of how things work here from this perspective. This is the green balustrade or barrier, call it however you want, and it turned out pretty well. Cool. So let me show you the final product here. I've added some bushes, grass, weeds, whatever. I finalized all the area here with these kind of things. I've added some decals like this. It's these kind of decals, and it colored with a brownish look. Is this one, if I'm not mistaken? Stain? No. Dirt, I think it is. Yeah, this one. I used this, which is a white dirt decal, and I turned it into a procedure object like this. Can I find an area? Yeah, this. I align it with like that, and just looked for a cool color to cover the train tracks. So from above, they look a bit dirty and like old and something like that. These are the finalized buildings here. I added some trees in the middle of this road. We have this bus stop area here. Lots of trees. This is an intersection here made long time ago. Probably I have to tweak it to make some changes. The tram station here, the bus station here. Lots of people actually doing using that terminal there. Yeah, things are working pretty well. I even done some changes here. I made these look a little bit more better, if you ask me. Oh yeah, and we have more things to do, but I think I have to show them to you in the next episode. I will try to cover it up with the other build that will cover this area from here, and this bridge I will show you how it was done. Maybe we'll cover this area too. We shall see, guys. Hey, thank you so much for watching, guys. Cinematics here. Tell me what you think about it. Hit the like button if you did enjoy it. If you are new here, you know what you have to do. If you want to continue watching my series, yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, and till next time, guys, take care, be nice, be safe, and I salute you.